You're listening to Ireland's Aviation Podcast.
Welcome to the news episode of Squawk 7000. On this week's podcast, Aer Lingus UK starts services from Manchester to Barbados. The world's largest aircraft visits Shannon, and the IAA launches a stakeholder consultation to increase the maximum takeoff weight of microlights to 600 kilograms.
The first transatlantic service from Manchester by Aer Lingus UK took off this week, heading for Barbados. The new EI-31, operated by Airbus A330-300 Golf Echo India Lima Alpha, took off shortly before 11 a.m. on the first service from the UK base. Passengers in the UK can now enjoy 2 weekly flights to Barbados from Manchester with Aer Lingus every Wednesday and Saturday until the end of April, and an additional flight each Friday from the 30th of October. Currently, 2 Airbus A330-300 aircraft are based there, with an Airbus A321NX expected to join the UK fleet shortly when it begins operating direct flights from Manchester to New York JFK Airport.
The world's largest aircraft, the Antonov An-225, touched down at Shannon Airport last Tuesday from China, carrying a cargo consignment for distribution to the Irish retail sector. The last visit was on the 10th of June 2020, when it carried the single largest consignment of PPE to be flown into Ireland on a single flight. At that time, the An-225 took 20 men on shift rotation, 15 hours to handload 6,249 boxes. The Antonov departed Shannon the following morning and is expected to make 2 more visits to Shannon over the next 2 weeks.
Time going through passenger security screening at Shannon Airport is set to be halved thanks to a new €2.5 million investment in a state-of-the-art security screening system. The new high-tech security screening system makes the removal of laptops and liquids from cabin bags a thing of the past. Combined with the latest technology, advanced security scanning equipment, it reduces touch points and makes the passenger journey through security quicker and easier. The project took 5 months to complete and involved the installation of the latest in security scanners by Rohde & Schwarz with an automated tray return system. As part of the project, new larger airport trays designed to hold cabin bags have replaced the smaller airport trays. With this new system, all liquids, gels, aerosols, creams, pastes, baby food, medicines and special dietary products that would previously have had to be put into clear sealed plastic bags and presented separately to hand luggage can now remain packed in cabin bags. The restriction on liquids of more than 100 millilitres no longer applies, and passengers can travel with larger quantities of liquids as long as they fit into a cabin bag. In addition, electrical items, laptops and tablets no longer have to be separately screened and can remain in cabin bags, which of course means fewer trays per passenger.
Dublin Aerospace has been awarded a new extended 3-year contract by the major air carrier Allegiant Air based in Las Vegas, Nevada. Under the terms of the agreement, Dublin Aerospace will be responsible for overhauling and repairing the landing gears of the airline's fleet of over 100 of their A320 family aircraft.
The IAA has launched a stakeholder consultation regarding the option to exempt certain aircraft below 600 kilograms max takeoff mass from EU regulations. In simple terms, this is the option to increase the maximum takeoff mass of some microlights to 600 kilograms. The document addresses the current regulatory framework, reasons to consider the exemption, the impact of the exemption on existing national regulatory framework, and the risks and mitigations associated with the proposed exemption. The IAA is inviting comments through the IAA website until the 24th of November. I'll have more details and my analysis of the document on the Flying in Ireland website in the next few days.
Well, the DAA has confirmed Kevin Cullinan as the Group Head of Communications at the state company responsible for Cork and Dublin airports. Before taking on this role, Mr Cullinan was Head of Communications for Cork Airport for 7 years, previously being its Head of Aviation Marketing. He is currently Chairman of the Airport Council International Europe Communications Forum, to which he was elected in February 2020. Mr Cullinan sits on the Regional Executive Committee of Employers Lobby Group IBEC, has been a member of Cork's Chamber Transport Infrastructure and Public Affairs Committee. He also served as a director of the regional tourism body Visit Cork. We recently spoke with Kevin on our long final episode at Cork Airport. You'll find it wherever you get your podcasts.
Shannon Airport conducted a crash exercise to test the airport's response, together with the support of primary emergency agencies and other key stakeholders who would be called on in the event of a major aircraft accident at the airport. Participating agencies included Shannon Airport, Clare County Council Fire Service, An Garda Síochána Clare Division, the Health Service Executive, the Irish Coast Guard, the Irish Aviation Authority and Shannon Foynes Port Authority. The 2-hour exercise, codenamed Exercise Juliet, was based on a fictitious incident involving a Boeing 767-300 aircraft with 100 passengers and 10 crew on board, declaring a full emergency and diverting to Shannon. The simulation also involved the participants being told that the aircraft might have to ditch into the Shannon estuary.
ASG and Simtech Aviation hosted an event on the 16th of October for trainee airline pilots, where they had a unique opportunity to fly the Boeing 737-800 simulator for free. It was a fantastic day for all those involved, with attendees receiving plenty of free merchandise, refreshments and snacks, and of course some hands-on time practicing to fly the Boeing 737-800. Numbers for the event were very limited, and all students were required to hold a PPL to secure their place. ASG founder and MD, Diarmuid O'Riordan, said that owing to the event's success, they intend on holding many more of these events in the future.
Attendees at the IAA airspace briefing that took place last Thursday were told that the airspace changes planned for next February have been delayed by approximately 6 months. There was widespread disappointment in the general aviation community at the size of the new control areas, particularly around Waterford. An additional airspace change proposal issued just before the meeting revealed a similar expansion in the Kerry CTA. The paragliding and hang gliding community have been particularly affected by the proposed changes, with new airspace placed very close to popular gliding sites at Mount Leinster and Kerry. The IAA will plan a similar webinar in February 2022 to update the industry on the latest changes. Comments on the latest two proposals, published on the 7th and 20th of October, will be accepted until the close of business on the 4th of November to airspace@iaa.ie.
And congratulations to Aer Lingus pilot Neil Murphy. You may remember that Neil featured on an earlier episode when he paid tribute to his late father, Captain Mike Murphy. In that episode, he mentioned his plan to break a Guinness World Record by running in costume in the London Marathon to raise funds for brain cancer research. Well, the news is that Neil broke the record and raised over £8,000 from individual donors and corporate sponsorship from Avalon and Frequency. Neil also thanked Aer Lingus for transporting his airplane costume on their airplane. Well, for the record, the fastest marathon run, dressed as a three-dimensional aircraft, is 4 hours, 27 minutes and 44 seconds, and was achieved by Neil on the 3rd of October this year.
A group of approximately 100 family and friends of the late Jim Price and Aidan Rossum gathered at Kilrush Airfield on the 16th of October to plant a tree in their memory. Both Aidan and Jim were much loved and well-known members of the aviation community in Ireland. They lost their lives in the ill-fated Bristol LSA aircraft that crashed in County Kildare on the 3rd of June 2019. The aircraft was based in Kilrush. The tree was planted by Denise and Marie, the wives of Jim and Aidan. A small plaque was laid by Aidan's daughter Nadia and Jim's son Alan. Speaking on behalf of the families and of all those present, friend Jim Ryan expressed their gratitude to Ian Valentine for his assistance and cooperation in giving his permission to hold the event in such a fitting location on the airfield.
Thanks, Mark. You can find these stories and more on flyinginireland.com. And a reminder that you can listen to our long final editions anytime. You'll find them wherever you get your podcasts and on our site, squawk7000.ie. Thanks for listening.
To get the news first, subscribe now to Squawk 7000 on your favourite podcast platform.